Hello YouTube, it's PS4 Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video I'll be showing you some more gaming pickups. This is number 11 in the series. I'll leave a link to all the other episodes down below in the description below. So without further ado, let's jump into number 11 of my gaming pickup series. So in today's video I'll be showing you some PS4 games, a t-shirt and a couple of statues. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So first up then, we have the first Life is Strange on PS4. This game is fantastic. It's a very story driven narrative experience where you play as Max Caulfield, who is a photography student at one of the schools in the game. You have also the ability to rewind time, and you have to use this ability in the game to maybe choose different outcomes with different dialogue options. It's very intriguing and it does throw up a lot of very difficult topics in the game that you really have to make a moral judgment on. So I highly recommend this game if you haven't played it. Look at some stuff on YouTube and that, and hopefully you'll be able to think if this game's for you or not, but I personally recommend it. So that's Life is Strange, the first game. So next up then we have the sort of second game, if you can call it that, Life is Strange Before the Storm. This game takes place before the events of the first game, and it sort of goes back in between the story. Something happens in this game. There's no ability to rewind time in it, but it does feature the same characters and you get to meet a lot of new characters as well. This is a really fantastic game. I can't really say much more than that. So next up then we have the final season of The Walking Dead. Now obviously Telltale aren't here anymore. They did come back together for this game. So this game is fantastic. It does follow on from the previous games, and they have added collectibles to it. It's not just a general sort of story, but with these episodic adventure games I do like to play them all in one go, as I feel that's almost a complete experience that you get from them, instead of having to wait a few months in between episodes, which at the stage you kind of forget where you are and what's happening, who the characters are. But this game is highly recommended. Final season of The Walking Dead. Fortunately Telltale aren't here to see it. They did come back to finish the game, the Skybound Entertainment, who did a fantastic job as well. And hopefully, obviously that looks like to be the end of the Walking Dead franchise, but I would do like to see hopefully some more games that Telltale did have up its sleeve. So next up then we have Until Dawn. Now I did get a good horror experience, a thrilling, harrowing experience in Resident Evil 2, the remake. That got me thinking about what other horror games that I've missed currently that I really want to play again, or I want to play for the first time. And Until Dawn is one of these games, a story-driven horror narrative experience where your decisions affect the outcome of the game. All players can die and all characters, can live. I really want to jump back and play this for the first time, and it does, from what I've seen, it does look really good online, like the gameplay and stuff, and it is a PlayStation exclusive, which is a bonus as well. So next up then, I did a sort of quick review of it, and that's Dangerous Driving. Now this game is the game behind the Criterion, who were the Burnout developers. They have left Criterion to make their own studio, and this is one of their games. Dangerous Driving is from the creators of the Burnout franchise. It's a very bare bones experience because it's only made by 7 people. It has got a fantastic online mode, and the Platinum, I'm currently going for it at the moment. I'll probably leave the link to the video, my review of it, if you want to know my full thoughts on it. But it's a fantastic driving experience from the makers of the Burnout games, so if you're a fan of the arcade racing Burnout games, this game will be for you. If not, it's a really good family game that you can play with friends, family, and other relatives as well. Highly recommend this one. It's for all the family, and you do get a lot of entertainment and content for your money. So next up then we have SpiderMan by Insomniac Games. Now this game I was very intrigued by when it first released. At the time I didn't pick it up because there's so many games out there at the moment that I really should be playing. But SpiderMan is a game that I will definitely be unwrapping. As you can see, it's currently wrapped still. Currently will get around to play it, and I can't wait to experience the game at my own pace and time before the big hitters of the rest of the year come out. But I do have a couple of games to finish in the meantime, but I'm really pleased that Insomniac Games, creators of Ratchet and Clank and many other games, have done a really fantastic homage to the games and gamers of the time, because they have put in a lot of Spider-Man suits that you can get completely free, which is fantastic. And I think the new Avengers game can learn a lot from the way Insomniac handled this game. Absolutely fantastic masterpiece from what I've seen online, and it's one I can't wait to play. So next up we have Days Gone. Now this is one of the most recent games from Sony Bend Studios. Did get a lot of slack and flack hate initially at launch. I can see why it's people think like that, but the reviews from IGN and other gaming websites were horrendous. There are an initial couple of gripes I did have with the game, but before I get into the initial gripes, as I've not had a proper time to review the game since earning my platinum for it, so I'm going to briefly talk about Days Gone in this sort of pickups video. So a fantastic open world survival zombie game or freaker game. They're not technically zombies. It's a fantastic game. There are fantastic characters that you know and love, and that you learn to love and like. There are a couple that are really horrible, but it adds just a fantastic variety of great characters, really good story, open world game with a lot of fun and really good side content, and the Hodes really do make this game a game that gives you a lot of replayability after the final story. But the couple of, I've got a note here, a couple of the downsides are my first initial impressions where the bike controls feel very heavy. Now I don't personally ride or have a motorcycle, never have done, never will do, so I can only assume this is what it feels like to ride a real life motorbike or motorcycle in the real world. The menus felt very confusing, very overwhelmed with different ways to get to from A to B. User interface isn't very good. The buttons for quick time events are too small, so if you get grabbed by a zombie or a freaker or whatever they're called, there's many different names for them, you have limited time to access it before it kills you. The crosshair for guns isn't prominent enough. It needs to be more bold so you know exactly where you're shooting, because there's a lot of times when you're shooting at an enemy that you think you're shooting at and you're totally missing. There's a couple of glitches, not game breaking. A couple of the characters are just walking around as floating heads. There's frame rate drops in the southern island. It's quite annoying, as it has got me killed quite a few times. And obviously the fuel for the bike runs up very quickly. However, there are upgrades that combat this, but that almost adds to the sort of survival horror aspect of the game, where resources are very scarce, even though you can find quite a lot of fuel, which is unlimited fuel for your bike and other sort of resources in the sort of towns and cities around Days Gone. But as I say, it's a fantastic story, characters are believable, really good open world survival game, and I really highly recommend you buy it. It's fantastic. However, as I've outlined now, there are some downsides with the game, but read the reviews, take them as a pinch of salt, and yeah, I would highly recommend you to buy the game. And finally, for the PS4 section, we have the Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled remaster or remake. I really did enjoy racing down memory lane playing this game again. The graphics are fantastic. Beanox have done a fantastic job at each of the tracks, bringing them to life, and they seem more interactive. The shortcuts in some of the maps, through Speedbeat for example, are more difficult to get and reach. There are some downsides, however. Online that didn't work at the initial launch. It has improved. Very difficult to find lobbies in the online, and I'm not really a big fan of the pit stop, the big online sort of shop where you can buy sort of characters and skins, and there's a lot of customization which does spoil the game, even though Days Gone was lacking in the customization department. However, this just makes the game stupid, but obviously there's no sort of microtransactions per se. You can just earn the Wumpa coins, the currency in the game, just from playing the game. However, the number of coins you get for completing races and doing online battle modes and time trials, etc., does cap after a certain number of hours of play, which is a shame, because the game is fantastic, and this is where the main part of the game, I would say, comes into fruition, with a lot of fun gameplay with friends. And they're going to be adding more gameplay, sort of Grand Prix further down the line, which is good to see a game getting supported after launch. But I just hope they don't turn the currently no microtransaction shop into a microtransaction filled shop that will just ruin the experience for everybody. However, the game is one that I recommend you buy. There are some pros and cons of the game, so that is the PS4 section of this pickups video currently. So next up, we're going to quickly show you a t-shirt, as I've said in the intro of this, if I can open it out. So as you can see here, give me 2 seconds, I'm just opening the shirt out here. It's a bit creased because I've just came back from holiday, but hopefully you can still make out. So it's Pac-Man, the Pac-Man shirt. Got it at Mankind or Menkind at a local shop near me. Fantastic Pac-Man shirt, and I do love the gaming shirts, I think they're really good. And also, just quickly here before, I've got a couple of statues. So the first one being a new Spyro statue here. It's got Spyro with the gem, and this is what it looks like on the back. As you can see, Spyro with its gem. I got it in the sale from PlayStation Gear UK. I'll leave that in the description. Not sponsored at all by any of the companies that I get these merchandise from. And obviously the next one is a really big Uncharted 4 statue of Nathan Drake. As you can see there it is. It's a really big statue, and that's the one with like the big block. If I can pick it up, there we go. Here, that's it there, right there, and that's what the statue looks like there. But as always guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been PS4 Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed guys, bye bye.